Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. This is just one of those, camera down to tabletop quick videos. I say quick for Gav anyway. I recently put some epic British Napoleonic up. I saw I've got major roadworks out on the road outside, and Archer's decided, because he's heard me talking, to have a clip plop through. I do apologise. Yeah. I recently put some epic up for sale, some British, and a gentleman put a bid on them, but missed it, but still liked what I'd done, and asked me, did I do commissions? Yes, I do. Not as many as I used to, head problems and stuff, but I still do some. And he said he got some true 15mm Scots Greys, British Scots Greys for Waterloo type period, and he was going to use them for his epic armies. And they were originally, I didn't know, sorry, pardon me, I didn't recognise them at first, but they are from the old tabletop games. That's it, tabletop games in the 1980s. And I painted some French back in the day, some French line lancers, if I remember, and a few foot. And they got a charm to them. They little chunky figures. Classic 80s, you tend to get one pose, I think. These are sold now through Alternative Armies, and it's their brick dust Napoleonic range. And you tend to get one pose, or that's what I've been supplied with. I'd imagine they would be one pose. As you can see, fairly chunky carbines there. They are of a period, but they have got a lot of charm to them. Not a lot of faces to get to on the actual when they're under a hair skin under like a bear skin type of Busby type hat, whatever you want to call it. Haven't got the saddle blankets that they normally wear just on campaign. They've got all the fancy, is it Shabrak? Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but the blanket, saddle blanket, as I've always called it. Should know the amount of Napoleonics I paint, but yeah, still really nice figures. I like them. Not sure that sword would fit in that scabbard somehow, but I've painted only 5 up so far. I've got about 35 to paint, I think. So, and we've got one with a colour there. I'm not sure if they actually had colours with them in the day, but it's a big old chunky thing. I'm going to look at finial. And the client's also asked me he's got one metal Warlord figure. I believe it's a Warlord figure, which is Sergeant Hewitt capturing the cuckoo, as he called it, at Waterloo. So the French eagle. Here's some painted ones I've done. So they're only little fellas. Photographs at the end as always. There's one. I'm doing these in 5s. Very Philip pop behind me, he's sighing and slapping his chops. Obviously I've done them a bit brighter than, well, I mean, I've done them with a more orangey hue, which is where I believe they've given it the brick dust name from. I do tend to give my British a more orange hue to the jackets, but obviously at this scale you've got to mess around a bit, light up some of the dark. That would be a lot darker blue than it's been shown here, but you've got to put some highlights on these small figures. Put a few dots on a couple for dapples. I've done a couple. Well, I've done one so far, but there'll be others in this more warmer. I do like I think it's a rock grey base or something, which is like a warm base. just to try and mix up some of the tails and manes, just to give them a bit more of a more individual feel. But yeah, they I don't want to reveal the French I've got, so I'll have to use a good old 3rd Arkansas here. But I know that's not a great size comparison, really. But they would mix in quite well. Well, not mixing, but as a separate unit in an army. I don't think they'll be too bad. I say you do only get the one pose, but as I say, I can't say I was overly enthusiastic over the cavalry in the epic range. Infantry's fantastic, so is the artillery, but I think I've said on my last video, I think the cavalry is slightly the weakest point of the the epic type things, and now they're bringing English Civil War out, which I may well get into. Be interesting to see how the cavalry looks on that. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. These won't be based, the client's doing those, so you'll only ever see them on bottle tops. I'd probably, no point giving you a show and tell on any others. I will give you I suppose a reveal, just because you've got obviously Sergeant Hewitt, so there's that to show as well. So I'll do a reveal with them all, when they're completed. I've got the French. I've mounted the colour on yesterday. I've just got to paint out the sides and give them a varnish tomorrow. So I'll have there's an epic French Chasseur à Pied de the Garde to go up for sale on eBay if anybody's interested, or approach me first. You'll get a reveal of that sometime over the weekend, and I need to get my M48 tank as in 1 in 35 scale revealed as well, and my 4 Praetorians. My life, he's got it in him today, Clippy Clopper boy. Right, look after yourselves. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll get back to the brushwork.